Let's take a look at what's going on with my newly set up water box aquarium. So if you've seen a few of my previous videos, you know that I'm dealing with some major issues with some of my acropora, and maybe that's the first thing I'm gonna dial into in this video. But then we are gonna have a look at the inhabitants, a few other items, and then at the end I think I'll show my the reef, because it's been a while since we've seen the treasure reef. And I still don't know the name for this one. I kind of call them right now treasure black, just because the stand is black, and haven't come up with a better name. But if you have ideas on the naming, please let me know. My previous tanks were called Winterfell Reef, Pragmatic Reef, Practical Reef, and Treasure Reef. So don't know yet what I'm going to call this one. Right now it's a trouble reef, or whatever issues kind of a reef. So although there is some color in the tank, the corals look horrible. So you can see I've lost quite a lot of colonies, and some of them are like on a brown outside. So I've lost this strawberry shortcake. Stop photobombing, Mr. Lieutenant, or orange shoulder, sorry. I lost the one in the back there, and again another photobombing by the sailfin. But you can see this is the symptoms. It's white and just the skin is peeling. It usually starts from the base up, and I've lost another beautiful colony. Like I've lost so many higher end acros. It's really, really sad. I've lost two pieces. So look at this. This is the piece number one, piece number two. This is my orange passion, which I brought in from my other aquarium. This took over 3 years to grow. And this is what I'm dealing with right now. The rest of the corals are also not doing very well. I think the only ones that do look okay is the Pac-Man. And surprisingly, it's like really simple, this Elkhorn Monty, but everything else is really off. So one thing I did, and you may notice it in this aquarium right now, is I've introduced sand. So let me talk a little bit about what I think is maybe the issue, or what I'm dealing about it. So first of all, I appreciate everybody's feedback, and I'm still trying to figure out what the root cause of this issue is. It's either metal poisoning. This is what Jake Adams at Reef Builders told me, and I tend to subscribe to that. But so far I cannot confirm it, because the ICP didn't show high copper, only the Hunter copper checker, and apparently the high range, a lot of people say that it gives a lot of false positives. And I think, I don't really, I'd like to measure things. In this case, I can't. So I looked into low range copper by Hannah, but apparently it doesn't work with salt water. So I don't know what I can do here. Now, running different media only made things, different media that extracts poison metal only gotten things worse. I've also done a very large set of water changes on the tank, and I didn't really notice any improvements per se. This is where I can think of a little bit of Abe from Coral Euphoria, who in one of his videos did say that sometimes what you're dealing with is aftermath of something that could have happened maybe several weeks or a month ago. So maybe I've had something in the tank a month ago, and the corals are all quite upset, and this is what I'm dealing with right now as the aftermath. I don't know, but in any case, what I'm doing, the other thought is it could be bacterial, and if it is bacterial, then I did remove the UV from the aquarium, and right now I'm running it without UV, and I want to see maybe it's going to stabilize eventually. So I'm also dosing a little bit of bacteria daily. Right now I'm doing Microbacter Clean, And one thing that I did, and you can see it very clearly in this tank right now, is I've introduced sand. So I took probably half of the sand from my established 3+ year old reef, the Treasure Reef, and then I mixed about half of new sand. So I figured if there's something good of good bacteria in the other aquarium, it will only help. Plus, I honestly hated the look of the tank without the sand. It's just not for me. So I'm okay with the maintenance. All of my tanks have had sand, and I don't think I'm ever going to want to keep a tank without no sand. Now, it doesn't blow too badly. I think I'm gonna readjust something once the corals will grow in. I think it's gonna blow a little bit less. So that's what I'm going with. I sometimes just question, why am I still in this hobby? Because this is very disappointing. But what am I going to do? I'm just gonna try and ride this wave out. Again, I appreciate everybody's feedback on this. I've been on several forums. I've received a lot of feedback. Some of it is very accurate, and I think has merit. Some of it is a little bit out there, but I think I'm doing whatever I can. So I don't know. I guess you are with me for a ride here, and if you're watching this video, let's say in 2023, by this time you'll know whether I've solved this particular problem. But every reefer sometimes goes through this. One symptom that I do notice, which is kind of strange, look at this covering on some of the live rock. So it's kind of soft to touch. It's almost like not even an algae. It's almost like detritus in the slime. So I don't think I've seen that before. And maybe that's another symptom. So is this bacterial? You tell me. So let me know your thoughts. Just to wrap up this part of the video, I just want to talk a little bit about the inhabitants. So I'm really happy with the fish selection in here. I think I need more fish, and let me know if there's a couple of fish that you think I should introduce. But I have this beautiful purple tank. I have, of course, powder blue, which I must have. The sailfin is beautiful. I have the Desjardins in other aquarium, so figured this one would be great with somebody like regular sailfin. I do like those as well. I have this beautiful coral beauty, and this orange shoulder, which is phenomenal. So overall, and I have this Linkiester that I have picked up from Demo at Reef Paradise. So far very happy with fish selection. Now that I've introduced sand, and I think I'm going to add a little bit more sand soon, I think I'm going to try and do a whole bunch of wrasses, and maybe that's a thing. Now, for wrasses, maybe I should invest in a cover. I think Waterbox makes that, so maybe that's another project. And how could I forget? There is this whitetail bristle tooth, and he's still probably one of my favorite fish. He's a little bit shy, but he is there. You've seen him earlier in the video. All right, why don't we take a quick look at Treasure Reef, because I cannot get enough of this guy. There's a little bit of ick on him, but I've had him for several months, and I think he's all right. Okay, let's take a look at Treasure Reef, and there's lots of changes in that aquarium, so it's going to be fun. Well, here we go. Treasure Reef at its not too bad of a high. So overall the tank is looking good. I have the same Linkia starfish in this aquarium as well. you can see corals are growing, but I'm making a lot of changes. So first I have now this center column that is pretty much all softies. So you've got lots of LPS, kind of Euphilia, and one torch that I have left. And you know, a lot of people no longer get excited about this green goblin Anacorpora, but for me, I think it certainly hits the spot. It's beautiful, beautiful coral. The SPS right next to it is doing all right. It could do a little bit better, but I've been just moving things around and just kind of give you an idea. So here, this aquarium has only 2 MP40 power heads. I used to have a lot more, as you remember, but I've doubled, I've cut it in half, and I don't really notice any issues. And especially now that I'm going a little bit more LPS-y on this aquarium, it's just looking great for me. So I don't think I'm going to change anything in this aquarium when it comes to that. So my next goal here is just start cleaning everything up. I'm just taking, you know, I'm focusing on one island at a time. So for example here, this whole section, I've taken some rock out, I've moved around, I actually turned this live rock around so you can see the other side. And this opened up a little bit more space in the front, which I do like a lot. And overall, you know, I'm really happy with the way it's turning out. So the corals, actually even my gonies are starting to come back a little bit. So I haven't lost either one of them, but this green goni hasn't opened in, I think, over 2 months now. So it's always been like that. And right next to it, there's the red one, which I think is doing great. So gotta love this hobby. There's always something going on, and sometimes there's no rhyme or reason. So I think I'm going to leave a top-down view on both aquariums for one of my later videos. Right now, let's just enjoy this aquarium and this beautiful, speak of the sailfin. So this guy is just phenomenal. So I really, really like it. So I appreciate you watching the video, and I have lots more stuff coming. I've been working on, so if you know, I have the treasure corals 3D printed stuff. Right now you can look up it at Etsy. I've been working on something that I think is just going to be special. So I'm going to talk about it in one of my upcoming videos, but this is something that has been taking a good chunk of my free time during the summer, and I honestly think that it's going to change things, at least for me, significantly. So until next time, appreciate everybody's support as I'm going through this, and have a great summer.